Jess. If you're new to my channel, I typically post content relating to my job as a party princess. So if you like that kind of content or you're interested in it, hit the subscribe button below and watch this video, like it, comment. I wasn't sure originally what kind of a video I wanted to film this weekend. I'm being Ariel today and being Rapunzel tomorrow, but for Ariel, I didn't want to post a makeup tutorial because the past 2 videos I've uploaded have been makeup tutorials and a lot of it is the same products, and I didn't want to do a vlog because I'm doing a party today with like a bunch of other people, so I thought it would be awkward to vlog. So I figured I would just film like a get ready with me type video / Q&A. So I posted on my Instagram and on my YouTube like a forum for questions for people to ask me about my job, and a couple people did answer, so I will be having a little chat with you guys today about that. So before we get into the questions, I figure I would just give you guys some general updates on my life. I don't know if I mentioned this in my last video. My roommate did move into our apartment, so I've been living in this place for about a month, but she just moved in a couple weeks ago, so we've just been hanging out, chilling, having a good time. Oh, I started decorating for Halloween. If you guys don't know, I am obsessed with Halloween. Oh shoot, I forgot to color correct. Watch my past videos, my Elsa video and my Cinderella video. Was I Cinderella? Yeah, my Elsa video and my Cinderella video to learn how I color correct. I think Halloween is better than Christmas in my opinion. I'm obsessed with like horror films and true crime and stuff like that, so Halloween is like it for me. I started decorating like 2 weeks ago, so August 1st I think is when I officially started decorating, because in my mind August 1st is like the beginning of the end of summer, which means it's basically fall, which means it's basically Halloween. So I don't know, last year I started getting excited for Halloween around September 1st. By the time Halloween had passed, I remember thinking like, wow, I wish I had more time to love Halloween. I'd be excited about Halloween. Dunkin' came out with their pumpkin spice and I've been obsessed. I've gone there every day since it came out. Like, I typically prefer Starbucks pumpkin spice, but that's coming out this week. I think it's coming out, it might be coming out on Sunday, to be honest. I have to look into it. I haven't been doing that much research because I just know TikTok is gonna blow up when Starbucks gets it, so I should be good to go as soon as I start seeing the TikToks. And let me tell you about this event that I'm doing today. This event is not actually a party, it's a volunteer for pediatric cancer. So I'm not really sure. It's called like Walk the Runway event. She said something about a stage, something about bringing props. I don't really know. I have like a little flounder purse that I'm gonna bring, and I think that's gonna be my prop, but I don't really know what to expect out of this. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna like quite literally walk the runway. A runway for an event for pediatric cancer? I don't even know. Okay, so I just looked it up. It's the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation Fashion Funds the Cure event. That's what I know. That is all I know. I know I'm supposed to arrive at the time she gave us, and she said bring props if you want, and that is all I know, and I'm supposed to call her when I get there. I literally don't know anything else, but I'm happy to work for volunteering for children with cancer any day. So whatever happens, whatever comes of this, I'm sure it will put a smile on a kid's face, and at the end of the day, that is really all that I can hope for. Yeah, as a nursing major, I feel like I have a special passion for this kind of princess work. I feel like some other people tend to look down on it and be like, oh, it's volunteering, it's a waste of my time. If I'm not getting paid, I'm not doing it. But to me, these kinds of events are so much more rewarding because, you know, kids with cancer, their families have so much to worry about, and it just really helps to know that like if I can help to take the worry off them for just a little bit, like I can't even comprehend what they go through. I am just happy that I get to be there and be able to help for even if it's just a couple of hours. But anyway, perhaps we should get into the questions. Okay, so my first question comes from @YourGirlAshton on Instagram, and she says, what made you want to get into princessing? So when I was 16 years old, I was a sophomore in high school, I was in a production of The Little Mermaid, and the girl who played Ariel had a job like this where she was a princess for hire. She owned her own company and she just had a couple princesses. I think she just had like Ariel and Belle, really, that's all I ever saw follow her. But I followed her on Instagram and I kept seeing her post like as a princess, and I reached out and I asked like, what is your job? What do you do? Why do I keep seeing you posting about this? And she told me about, you know, having this job. And at the time I was in high school. I was really busy in high school. I was super focused on school. So I was like, well, I can't have a job now, but like maybe I'll, you know, keep that in mind. Flash forward a couple of years. Now I'm in college. It's like my freshman year of college. I don't know why this happened, but a bunch of people were just kind of telling me, you look like a Disney princess. You should go and audition for Disney. And I don't really know why they would just say that to me. I think it's down here in Georgia, I think it's a lot more common for people to go and audition for Disney when they graduate high school than it is where I'm from, just because Georgia is a lot closer to Disney than where I'm from. But I knew I couldn't leave school and audition for Disney because I am not allowed to do the Disney college program as a nursing major because I can't take a semester off. It would have to be the entire year. And to be honest, I am thinking about doing the Disney college program when I graduate, because I know you can do it up to 6 months after graduation. I'm thinking about that, but it just wasn't a realistic possibility for me during school. So I was reminded of that Princess for Hire job that I had learned about when I was in high school. And I was still too busy with school and with like focusing on that kind of job to ever like really take it seriously until the pandemic hit. Then for whatever reason, I thought like if there's any time to do something that I've always wanted to do and just wasn't sure exactly how or what to do, now is the time to do that. And I figured, you know, I can just start off doing voice calls and video calls because it was the pandemic. If I like it, I'll keep doing it into the school year. I'll figure out a way to make it work like that. And so I was in Chicago at the time and I reached out to a bunch of different companies and they were all just like, no, we're not hiring. It's a pandemic. Why are you calling me? And I get that. I totally get that. But I was super motivated to do it anyway. So I ended up working for this company in Chicago that was super sketchy. Like they sent me to the sketchiest parts of town. But I was fine going there because all the families that I worked for and like ended up doing parties for were always super nice. It was just my parents mostly that were like, Jessica, why are we sending you? Oh, there's still blood on this brush. They were like, Jessica, why is this company sending you to scary parts? Like, you need to be careful. But I was careful. But I really didn't like working for that company mostly because I never met my boss. He just like, he phone interviewed me and then was like, okay, I want you to do these characters. And the characters were Elsa, Elmo, and Mickey Mouse. And he was like, and I'm just gonna mail you the costumes. And then when I tell you to like go to a party, you'll just do it that weekend and the parents are gonna pay you all in cash. So it was super sketchy, first of all. Second of all, I hated being in the mascot costumes. Absolutely hated it. Especially Elmo. It was the worst. It was just way too stressful and I have anxiety. Like I would always like panic in the costumes and I was doing it over the summer and I was really sweaty, and they didn't require that you had a character assistant. Like the company I work for now requires you have a character assistant when you have a mascot, rightfully so. But I was doing those parties alone. I had no concept of time. I had to rely on the parents to like tell me when it was an hour, half an hour, or whatever. It was just, it was pretty scary. So after that experience, I was like, I just don't think this job is for me. I don't think I'm meant to be a party princess because no companies want me. But I had one party at the very end. It was the last party I ever agreed to do. It was so sweet. The birthday girl was so sweet. The parents were so sweet. And it was during the pandemic, so we were just like in her front yard, socially distanced, just playing games. And I remember feeling, after that party, I remember thinking like, I'm not giving this up. There is no way I'm giving this up right now. So I started emailing a bunch of companies in Atlanta because that is where I live and where I was about to be moving at the time. And I was really grateful that this company I work for now was the one who reached out because I really believe that we are the best company in the area. Well, maybe we're not the best, but we're like a really nice and accredited company in the area. And I feel much safer with this company. My boss clearly cares about her employees and our safety over anything and everything. So I'm grateful I stuck with it and I continued with it because this job is amazing and it's incredibly rewarding. Next comes from @M's Enchanting Life on Instagram. She says, have you ever been hit on in costume? I've been chased through a parking lot. I'm sorry you've been chased through a parking lot, girl. That sounds horrid. But yes, I do have a couple stories of me being hit on in costume. The first, when I worked for that sketchy company, there was one time where I had to get gas and I was in Elsa costume, and I remember like being at the gas station pumping gas and some guy literally started filming me from his car and he was like, yo, Elsa's in the hood or whatever. He wasn't hitting on me, but I was just kind of like, hi. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what you want me to do right now. But there was this one time, which I talked about this in my Cinderella video, but I think in my Cinderella video, I did a really bad job of explaining what had happened. So basically, what happened was I was early to a party. I was about half an hour early and I was sitting in my car. Like, the party was at a venue. So it was like, I wasn't sitting in someone's driveway. I was sitting in like the parking lot of a strip mall in my car. And I was just sitting there minding my own business. I was in a Cinderella costume and I was with this girl who was playing Tiana. And me and her are talking, you know, having a good time, having fun. And then we just hear this distant voice yelling, "Hey, hey." And I didn't think he was yelling at us because I was confused. But I saw him staring at us and I rolled on my window just because I was like, what is he yelling at us about? And he goes, "Are you from Chicago?" And I was so confused as to how he would know that I was from Chicago. But I was like, yeah. And he was like, "I saw you have like a Chicago license plate." And I was like, okay. And then he started asking like what suburb I'm from and stuff, and I told him. And it was just weird. And then he just kept being like, "Hey, like, you're really cute." But I was in a Cinderella costume, so I was like, okay. And I just like started rolling up the window. And then he starts going like, "You don't have to be such a bitch, you know, like I was just trying to be nice." And that was uncalled for and random. So yeah, I guess I have been hit on in costume. I've never had like a parent or anything specifically be like, "Wow, Ariel is so hot." But sometimes they'll do things like they'll like grab your waist in a weird way. One time I was at a gas station because I had like a bunch of Ariel parties, like 2 or 3 Ariel parties in one day, and I really had to pee in between, but I didn't have time to stop at like the studio or my house, so I was just at a gas station. And this guy like held the door open for me and I just like smiled, and then he goes, "I'm not following you, you know, I am not stalking you." That just caught me off guard. I was like, why do you have to say it like that? Like, why can't you just say nothing? Like, nothing is an option. You could have said nothing. I don't even think that was like it was just weird, not really like being flirted with. And this one time I was in an Elsa costume on the highway. I was sitting in the passenger seat and this girl was in an Anna costume driving, and we were just driving on the highway, you know, trying to get from point A to point B, and we kept passing this car with these like 4 construction workers in it, and the construction workers were like leaning out their window, like visibly, like if this is the window frame, they were leaning out the window, and there would be like 2 heads in each window, like leaning out, specifically staring at us. That was just creepy. In that moment, I really wanted to flip them off, but I didn't know if maybe they were trying to get a video of like a kid or something. I don't know. It would look bad if I did, basically, but I was close to it because they were being creepy. That is like all the times I can recall right now that I've been hit on in costume. Next question is at Daniel Marable, who's my friend in real life. Thanks for the assistance in this video, Daniel. He says, "What do you think of all the Disney live action / Disney princess remakes? What movie is your favorite and your least favorite?" And Daniel, I'm actually really glad you asked this because I was thinking to myself, if nobody swiped up and asked questions on this video, I was just gonna talk about my opinions regarding those, so I would have something to talk about. And I might still do another video down the line, like more in depth analyzing these, because I kind of just like talking about my opinions when no one asks for them. But in general, I think most of them are pretty bad. And the reason I say that is because I believe Disney is about magic. It's about suspension of belief. It's about like living in an alternate world, and you kind of get thrown into like a Disney world when you're watching a Disney movie. If it's live action, the movies tend to feel more like real life. And I guess I just don't fully understand why Disney is trying to make a push towards making their movies more realistic when that wasn't the original purpose of Disney in the first place. They were never meant to be making a realistic movie. It was always meant to be a movie about fantasy, about magic, etc. So, okay. I'm gonna finish answering this question, and I'm gonna do my eyeliner probably off screen because I know that's gonna take like a bunch of focus and stuff. But I don't know if I could think of a least favorite because they're all pretty bad, but maybe I would say I really didn't like The Lion King because I felt like that one was just a recreation, like shot for shot, essentially, of the original one, and I didn't really understand why they were doing it because that one wasn't even necessarily live action. It was just like the CGI version of The Lion King, and like I said, I didn't know why they were trying to do a Lion King made more realistic. It doesn't make sense to me, and it was cringy and it was weird because in the animated version, you know, Simba and Nala and every character, you could see their facial expressions. They were very emotive, but in like a realistic looking lion, a CGI lion, they can't make faces, they can't emote as well, and so it just kind of came across is like creepy. I don't know. I didn't really like it at all. But I also recently watched the new Mulan, and at first I didn't like it because they changed the story quite a bit and they added a bunch of parts. But then somebody told me that like this new Mulan version is more similar to the Mulan story in Chinese folklore. So I feel bad kind of dissing it because I feel like this Mulan, I did that. This Mulan was kind of Disney's attempt at trying to be more representative of Chinese culture opposed to the original animated version. But it is kind of sad that there's no Mushu and there's no song. Maybe my favorite I would say is probably Cinderella, because that was one of the first ones that ever came out, and it also gave like a unique perspective, or it did not give a unique perspective. It gave a little bit of depth to both Cinderella's character and Prince Charming's character, whereas in the original animated version, you know, that movie's old. It's from like the 40s, I think, 40s or 30s, and it's pretty much, they're both flat pretty much. Cinderella's flat. Prince Charming literally only exists for Cinderella. He doesn't have a personality. So I liked how in the animated version Cinderella had like a motive. She wanted to work for her kingdom, to improve her kingdom, and she still had all the original qualities of Cinderella. I like when they add like a twist to it and don't just try to recreate the same old movie. So that one was good. Maleficent was good because that one was like a different perspective on like an already well-known story tale, so I really liked that one. And then I liked Aladdin because I thought that it was pretty, but my same opinion stands for Aladdin as it does for Lion King essentially, and I hate the song they added for Jasmine. Sorry, I just wanted you to be on the screen. What does he have? He says, "Put me down, or I swear to God, I'm sorry, that's what you get for climbing on me during the video." Anyway, what other ones am I missing? Beauty and the Beast. I didn't really like that one because I didn't think the singing was very good. I think they could have easily picked any girl with brown hair that would probably be a better singer than Emma Watson. I think they just picked Emma Watson for the name, and I just didn't like it that much. So I'm gonna finish my eyeliner off camera and then I will close off this video. Okay, here's my makeup look done. I'm not super happy with it, to be honest. I'm not super happy with the eyeliner. I don't know why it looks so bad, but it does. That's okay. I might update you guys after the event. Not sure yet, but if I do, I will. If I don't, then this is the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you did. Please like this video, give a comment below. Comment any video ideas you want to see from me in the future. I love to hear what you guys are interested in hearing from me and stuff. And follow my other social media platforms. My TikTok is Princess Jess 18 and my Instagram is Atlanta Princess Jessica. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.